works better for you, John? Would you rather do tomorrow morning like 8 to 12, or would you rather do it when you get home from work, 4 to 8?
You know, I don't even think I'm sold on this whole satellite thing. My dish network right now cuts out every time it rains anyway, so I'm actually thinking of just switching and going to cable just so I don't have to deal with the weather concerns.
Okay, I got you. Well, do you have a remote that I could look at real quick?
Like my TV remote?
Yeah, your remote for Dish Network.
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay, I actually want to show you something, okay? So,
Alright.
Here, let's turn it on real quick. Anytime you want to see what your signal strength is, because here's what's happening. Let me show you, explain how a signal works, okay? The satellite comes out of the sky, okay? And it shoots down, and it's actually sending a laser or light, okay? That's how the signal comes to you. And it's bouncing off that satellite and into what's called an LMB, the little eye thing that catches.
Yeah,
okay?
the white thing?
Mm-hmm. So what happens with your system, and I'm going to show you here in a second, but your signal strength is low to start with, okay? So how high, when a technician sets it up, how well he gets it to catch that light is what your little meter tells you, okay? The reason that you're having a problem is when he came and set it up with your satellite, he didn't do a good enough job getting it strong, or between when he set it up and today, that's moved. So it's not getting as good a signal anymore, okay? What that means for you is now you're experiencing something different than what most customers experience when they have satellite, right? Most customers, do you hear everybody say my satellite goes all the time?
A couple guys at work get frustrated.
Occasionally, right? But
Yeah.
it's not like every single time, right? And there's tons of people who love it. And there's no way you can tell me that someone would love it and say it never goes out if it's a bad performing option, right? But I'll show you. So let me pull it up, okay? So we go 6, we go 1, and we go 1, okay? And look right here. You see where your signal's at?
Yep.
Okay, so here's the problem. Your signal's already starting out really low. The next time a storm comes in, what happens is all that water and moisture in the air, it deflects the lighting, okay? Every time, it's just like in a science class when they shoot a light into a crystal and it breaks everywhere. Same thing happens when it hits that water. So what's happening is that storm's coming in, it's blocking more of the signal. Your signal strength is already low. It's going out. Boom, really quick, right? So your experience is every time it rains, it goes out, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's not everyone else's experience, okay? What I want you to understand is when someone does a good job and we get it set up right, in a really nasty storm, there's nothing you can do, it's going to go out. But most storms, you're not even going to notice a difference because your signal strength is going to start a lot higher over here, okay?
So you're saying you can get my signal strength higher than the 32 that it's at?
Exactly. Well, it's bouncing between there, it's right around 50 a lot of the time. But yeah, I'd like to see it up in the 70s or 80s. I mean, nobody's going to get it to 100, but getting it up a lot higher will make a big difference when those storms come in, okay? So that's what my technicians are going to do. Here's the other cool part about when they come out. It's the same thing. If you called up Dish today and you asked them to do it, I'm sure they would probably do it, but they're going to charge you a whole bunch of money for it. It's just convenient for us to fix that when we come out and set up a bunch of new stuff. So it's one more benefit you're going to get that will make your system that much better as we do the upgrade. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay. Well then, I mean, obviously we want to get this fixed as soon as possible, so it does make sense. Would you rather do it tomorrow morning or evening?
Let's do it tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I don't have to go in. I work nights, so
Cool.
I don't have to go in until like 7. So
Let's do it. Let's just get it done.
actually, wait. How early would they be coming?
8 to 12.
Do you have anything after that? Just because where I work nights, I try to sleep until about noon.
Yeah. Do you want to come a little bit sooner? You want to do like a 12 to 4 so that we can get it in?
Yeah, that'd be better.
Okay. Done.
Well, Brandon, that was an excellent job. Probably the best I've seen in overcoming the weather objection for somebody that has satellite already. So, break that down for me. When I brought that up, what was going through your mind, and what is your approach really in handling any objection? Like, what do you think through in your mind? Like, what are you trying to accomplish?
I guess here's my thing. When I hear an objection, a lot of people think, oh, I've got to beat this. I think, oh, great, this is why they didn't. There's two things that are going on in someone's mind. Here's all the things that I fear when I change, right? And here's all the things that are exciting when I change. Every time I get an objection, it gives me the opportunity to decrease the things that they fear, right? Which makes it that much easier to tip them into the things that are exciting. So for me, I actually really like objections because they save me a whole bunch of questions, right? You just came right out, told me something that you fear. I got to overcome it, and now I'm that much closer to getting you to tip the other way.
So your psychology is, I want to reduce the fear of this customer, and then hit on a hot button again, then hit on something.
Increase the exciting things. Whatever's exciting, and every person's different, obviously, so that, that's why questions are going to be super important throughout. But for me, the big thing that I'm looking at is, for you came right out and told me the fear. Okay, well, let me really educate you and help you understand how it works, and then let me show you why this will be better.
Cool.
That's all you have to do. And then at that point, it made sense, right? There was no question, like, oh, well, that's
Yep.
easy. So, and you want to make sure you kiss it. You want to keep it simple. I didn't get super, like, all over the place. I've made basic principles to you so that you could understand it, and then I made sure that it was something.
Well, I like the analogy of, I could visualize a laser.
Mhm.
I could visualize a crystal splitting up that laser. So I think that was a nice, simple analogy to help any customer kind of get the point. Walk that through for a new rep. What were I know it was 611, but I guess that's the thing. If a new rep does 611, what is it that they're actually seeing there on the screen?
Awesome. So what happens is when you turn on the power, you push menu. Okay, that's the first thing, and it'll give you 1 through 9 or 0 through 9 options. Number 6 is going to be settings.
And this is on Dish Network.
Mhm.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, that was a Dish Network remote that I used. So you push the menu button, it comes in right here, okay, on the boat. And then 6 is going to be settings, I believe, okay? And then 1 is going to be the signal, and then 1 again is going to be point the dish. You're not actually pointing the dish, it's just going to pull up and tell you where your signal strength is, so that if you were on the roof, you could move it to increase the signal strength. Now the technician uses a bird dog, that's what does it for him, but for us it's very easy. We look at it, it tells us.
Have you
makes it
ever
easy.
done 601 and it was like at 95%?
No, the highest I've ever seen anybody's is like in the hitting 75 to 80. That technician did a really great job, and they have to be in a really good area. Most people come in the 60s or 50s, so you can actually just use that in the beginning of your pitch. Sometimes you can get in and just pull that up and show it to a customer and say, hey, your signal strength might be a little lower. I think I can get it a little higher. It's a great thing to add, and it gives you some value that you're creating when you send the technician by, right? Now they got one more thing that they're looking at, like, oh, I could get a little bit better signal strength. Our technicians
Cool.
are so good that I have confidence that they're always going to get a great signal strength, so it's never going to be an issue when they leave.
Nice.
So
Nice. And then I noticed too, after you overcame my objection, you said that makes sense, right? And I really like that you use that word right. Why did you say that right instead of just, oh, hey, that makes sense?
Well, the reason I said right is because it made it easier for you to just agree with me. And my whole pitch, as you'll see when you watch my pitch, is built on the idea that I want you on my team. Like, me and you are teammates. We're going at this together. Like, I'm here to help you, and that's it. That's why I'm here. I benefit when you benefit. And so when I say right, it's like, that makes sense, right? I'm on your team, right? You want to help me, right? And it makes it easy. So
Cool.
you can just say, yeah.
And that's great psychology coming from, one of the top reps, not only in our company, but this entire industry, is that after you've overcome an objection and explained it, that's a great little phrase. Look at them, give a little head nod. That makes sense, right? If you've done a good job overcoming it, they're going to nod their head and say, yeah. And then what's the very next thing you did
You
after
close.
you
Yeah.
got me?
You just go. Once you know that they're okay with it, I see if I teetered him, right? So he was saying, I'm still like this on my scale. Well, I just eliminated this, so maybe now the excitement teeters him, and I go for the close again. See if I can get it. See if that pushed him over the edge to where he's like, yeah, let's do this.
Cool. Great pattern right there. You get an objection, it doesn't scare him. It's like, I'm just going to reduce the customer's fear. I'm going to hit more excitement. I'm going to say that makes sense, right? Nod the head, close again. Just that is a perfect method.